I ran a nonprofit in New Haven 25, 30 years ago, and I was also a pastor for over 20 years in Connecticut. And I learned about burnout the hard way while head of the nonprofit in New Haven, Connecticut. I always believed in prayer, but I'd shoot up quickie prayers and go about my business. It was more about going about my business, I suspect, than about praying, but as best I knew how, I prayed. I learned about prayer and the importance of it the hard way, because as the nonprofit went on, and we had some good years with it, my identity and the nonprofit merged. It became me, I became it. And I had no real clear ideas of boundaries. And when that type of thing happens, when you're realizing that you're serving the work and not serving God, you start losing perspective and you start acting. I don't think you necessarily logically think this way, but you start thinking in terms of everything depends on me. There's a sense where that's true, perhaps, but there's a deeper sense where that's not a good thing at all. And you start trying to control lots of things. You just get exhausted. And that's what happened to me. And I went spiraling into a horrifying bout of insomnia, anxiety that went on for months. Finally, culminating the night before, we had a program scheduled for the next day, and I never will know how I got through that day. But the grace in that for me was that I had a friend and other friends who basically grabbed me and whisked me off and put me up in a retreat center in Connecticut for a week. Now that was the first break I'd had. My wife, I know, was really worried about me. We had 2 little boys at the time. And I was taken up to this retreat center, and for a week, I really did nothing but eat, sleep, read scripture, and go for long walks. And I slowly began to heal.